For years, I thought I was tracking my calories perfectly, weighing every portion, logging every bite, and following my macros to the gram. Maths never added up. Being a 500 calorie deficit and not lose weight, or any maintenance and still gain, so something was off. But after 17 years of obsessive tracking and finally understanding the fiber lie, everything clicked. The food labels were wrong, tracking apps were wrong, and once I fixed this, my results became more predictable for the first time ever. Today, I'm going to expose the truth about fiber and whilst tracking it was wrong, and how I was tracking it wrong for years. How food companies are legally lying to you, and what to actually do now to track calories properly. Because if you don't understand fiber, you don't understand calorie tracking. I learned this the hard way after years of frustration. You can learn it in the next few minutes. I'm going to share my journey through 6 fiber revelations that completely changed how you read labels, track food, plus the simple system that I now use that actually works. Let's start with the lie that's printed on every single nutrition label in the kitchen right now. And once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. When comparing 2 fiber supplements, the exact same product, different brands, one says 0 calories, the other says 20. The same amount of fiber, same serving size, so how is this possible? When you start doing the maths on every label, times 4, carb times 4, fat times 9, the total should equal the calories. Almost every high fiber food sometimes by 50 calories per serving. And at first I thought I was going crazy, spent hours with a calculator checking labels, but the maths never works on high fiber foods. Then I discovered the truth that changed everything. Fiber actually contains 0 or 2 calories per gram, not 3 real calories that affect your deficit. But here's the kicker. In America, the FDA lets companies choose whether to count them or not. It's completely optional, legally lying. Eating 40 plus grams of fiber daily thinking it was calorie free, that's potentially 80 calories uncounted every single day. So no wonder the deficit isn't working. Eating an extra 1100 calories per week that you're not tracking. But it gets worse when you understand the different type. For years, I thought fiber was fiber, 25 to 30 grams as a general rule, and you're good. I had no idea there were 2 completely separate types. I was loading up on fiber, any fiber that I could find, so cereals, vegetables, fruits, just trying to hit that number, but feeling completely lost depending on which food you eat. Some fiber kept me full for hours, another fiber did nothing for hunger but sent me running to the bathroom. And I couldn't figure out why my hunger levels were so inconsistent when the fiber intake was the same. Then I learned about soluble versus insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber in oats, beans, apples, it dissolves in water, forms a gel and slows down digestion, and actually provides 2 calories per gram, because gut bacteria can ferment it. And you've got insoluble fiber like wheat, brown vegetables and nuts, which doesn't dissolve and passes through mostly unchanged. It provides basically 0 calories, just adds bulk. But labels just say fiber. They don't tell you which type, so you have no idea if you're getting filling, calorie, soluble fiber or just digested bulk. And I was eating tons of insoluble fiber thinking it would help me keep me full, and it didn't because I didn't understand the difference. This confusion led to my biggest tracking mistake. If you've ever tried keto like I've done in the past, you can fall hard for this net carb marketing. Every product screams only 3 grams of net carbs, and it seems like a miracle. You can eat those low net carb protein bars with 30 grams of total carbs but 25 grams of fiber, or only eat 5 grams of net carbs. That's what the label promises. If fiber doesn't count, I can eat more of these and still stay in ketosis, and I was crushing 3 bars a day thinking I was being smart, get rid of those sweet. But then ketone levels tanked, weight loss stalled and felt like garbage. Here's what I didn't understand. Net carbs assume all fiber has 0 impact on blood sugar and 0 calories, and that's completely false. Soluble fiber absolutely affects blood sugar. It slows absorption, but those carbs are still in your system, and those calories still count. Plus, companies were gaming the system. They'd add cheap fiber powders like tapioca flour, corn fiber, just to lower that net carb number. But these aren't real fiber from whole foods, to processed additives that often spike blood sugar anyway. I was eating 400 calorie bars thinking they were free because of net carbs, so no wonder keto doesn't work for some people. But if you want the real truth about nutrition without the marketing lies, make sure you hit subscribe, because I'll share what I've learned the hard way, so you don't have to. But My biggest mistake was thinking high fiber meant low calories. I used to not track vegetables because they're mostly fiber and water, almost negative calories. The thermic effect burns more than what they contain. I'd make these massive salads thinking they didn't count, giant bowls of vegetables as free snacks, unlimited veggies because fiber cancels out the carbs. Food diaries showing 1,500 calories a day, and we're actually eating over 2,000 with all the free vegetables. And I couldn't understand why I wasn't losing weight as aggressively as I should have been. The math said I should be dropping 2 pounds a week, then actually tracked everything for a week, everything, including lettuce, and the 0-calorie daily salad, 300 calories. The free vegetable snacks, 200 calories throughout the day. Huge pile of russet Brussels sprouts, 150 calories. So no food is free. That was 700 calories worth of uncounted calories. And the 500 calorie a day deficit is actually 200 calorie. Vegetables are low calorie, not no calorie. In a tight deficit, those calories matter a lot. Now, I check everything, even if it's just vegetables, because those calories add up fast. Then I learned something that completely blew my mind. This is the part that made me question everything I thought I knew about calories. Your gut bacteria extract calories from fiber. I thought fiber just passed through unchanged, zero absorption. That's why it's the calorie free. But I noticed something weird. When I took antibiotics for a week, I lost 3 pounds eating the exact same food. And when I stopped, the weight came back. Same calories, same fiber, different weight. But how? Your gut bacteria ferment soluble fiber into short-chain fatty acids. These get reabsorbed and used for energy, real calories from 0-calorie fiber. Different people extract different amounts based on gut bacteria, and so they show anywhere between 0 and 4 calories per gram of fiber. But this explains why some people lose easily on high fiber diets while others don't. The gut bacteria are more efficient at extracting those hidden calories. And I probably have a super efficient gut bacteria, which is absolutely fantastic for survival, but terrible for cutting. And those 40 grams of daily fiber might be giving me an extra 100 extra calories I can't track. You can't measure this and you can't control it, but it's happening right now in your gut. So should we avoid fiber? No. Absolutely not. After learning all of this, you might think that you go low fiber just to simplify tracking. And you can try that, but it will be a disaster. Cut your fiber to 10 grams per day, 20, 30, 40, 50, and you can track more accurately. No hidden calories. But within days, you'll be constantly hungry, binging at night, probably constipated, energy crashed, and strength in the gym tanked. So if you're eating more calories trying to feel satisfied, but worse than before. Here's what I learned. Even with calorie confusion, fiber is still one of the best tools for fat loss. The satiety from fiber saves way more calories than fiber, and I actually eat 300 to 500 fewer calories when I hit that at least 35 grams of fiber. More stable energy all day, better pumps in the gym, more stable blood sugar, improved digestion, so everything moves properly, and less inflammation. So that 50 to 100 hidden fiber calories are nothing compared to the 500 calories you don't eat because you're satisfied. Now, I aim for at least 50 grams of fiber per day, mostly from home foods. And yes, there are hidden calories, but the benefits far outweigh the tracking inaccuracy. But here's exactly how I track now. After all these simple revelations, here's the simple tracking system that actually works. I used to stress about perfect accuracy, switching between 5 different app entries to find the right calories, subtracting fiber, adding it back, going crazy with the math. Now I keep it simple and consistent. I assume 2 calories per gram of fiber and add this manually if the label shows 0. Never subtract fiber from carbs, because tracking total carbs, you ignore the net. And track everything, even vegetables and even the free foods. Use the higher calorie option when in doubt and overestimate slightly. And most importantly, be consistent. Same method every day is more than perfect accuracy. For reading labels, ignore net carb marketing completely. Check if fiber is natural or added and do the maths yourself. If it doesn't add up, the label is probably lying. For tracking apps, pick one database entry and just stick with it. Don't switch between entries for the same foods. And create custom entries for foods that you eat regularly. The goal is not perfection, it's just consistency. And I'd rather be wrong by the same amount every single day than randomly accurate. And that's exactly how I track fiber after years of confusion and frustration. Labels lie, The math doesn't work, but you can still make progress. So stop stressing about perfect accuracy and focus on consistent tracking and eating whole foods with natural fiber, and the results will follow. Now you understand fiber, it might be worth knowing about this as well. So click on that video and you'll know more.